We have some good news here for non-believers. A new study suggests that the U.S. has a lot of closet atheists. Atheists may have been drastically undercounted because of reluctance to honestly answer poll questions. So this is, I believe, from the Huffington Post. They say U.S. surveys in recent years have calculated atheists make up between 3% and 10% of the population. But the percentage may actually be much higher because the stigma surrounding disbelief in God likely prevents people from honestly answering pollsters' questions about their beliefs, according to a new report by University of Kentucky psychologist Will Gervais, no relation to Ricky, by the way, and Maxine Nodgley. Quote, "There's a lot of atheists in the closet," Gervais said in a recent interview with Vox. Gervais and Nodgley's report, to be published in the next issue of the journal Social, Psychological, and Personality Science, concluded the true number of American atheists may be as high as 26% of the population. Good googly moogly. So, look, I'm not too surprised by this because there was a number, I think it was 25% of the American people or thereabouts, say they're in the nuns category. N-O-N-E-S. Not nuns as in religious nuns, but nuns as in I don't affiliate with any religion. So just non-religious. 25% in that category. But they would always, the caveat would always be, no, but it's only like maybe 3% to 10% max that are atheists. So in other words, in the nuns category includes agnostics, includes people who don't even really make a claim, or people who might be deists, so they believe in a god, but they don't believe in a god of any particular religion. They just kind of believe in a vague god concept. Or people like Deepak Chopra, who have their own metaphysical, silly energy ideas, but they don't believe in an organized religion. So, but now they're saying, no, it's not just like 25%, 26% that are in the nuns category. It's 25% or 26% who are atheists. So that's, would be a larger number for sure. Now, the way they did this is interesting because they said when you ask the direct question, there's a lot of societal pressure to say, yeah, sure, I'm religious, because most people are religious and most people are raised in households where it's like, oh, it makes you a good person to be religious. So people are hesitant to be like, yes, I'm an atheist, or yes, I'm non-religious. So what they did is they found a way to ask the questions in an indirect way. And then you could extrapolate from the responses what they believe. And the conclusion is about 26% of the American people are atheists. That's great. And it's really a minority that's the least vocal. I mean, yeah, you have some atheists online who, kind of come out of the closet and can be open with that online. And some of them are douchey, keep it real. But 26% of the population, that is a minority that's larger than virtually almost any other minority group in the country. And they certainly don't have political representation. I mean, we have maybe one atheist in Congress? So perhaps it's time for people to say, hey, there's nothing wrong with atheism. There's nothing wrong with not believing. Oftentimes, when you look at polls, people equate atheism with immorality. People often say, I would never want my daughter or my son to marry an atheist. Like, they rank really, really low on the hierarchy where they're just viewed with scorn, where people just think if somebody says I'm an atheist, that means they say, I don't believe in right and wrong. Well, we have to be there to say that's just not true. You can be an atheist and have very strong beliefs and convictions about what is right and wrong, and we could all agree murder's wrong, assault is wrong, rape is wrong. And in fact, if you look at other poll numbers, you find people who describe themselves as atheists have a moral core that is much more in agreement with the philosophy of Jesus than Christians agree with Jesus. So people say they're Christian, and then they're not in favor of helping the poor with social programs, or they're in favor of the death penalty, and it's like, well, you're kind of missing the point of most of Jesus' message. Whereas atheists say, I don't believe, but yeah, I don't believe in the death penalty, and I don't believe, we should cut social programs and help out. I don't believe we should stop helping poor people, yada, yada. You'll be more in favor of Medicare for all and programs like that, free college. So it's just dead wrong to say that there's something wrong with, or they're immoral when it comes to non-religious people. And when you see numbers like this, you realize it's time for people to just basically start making these arguments and let everybody know atheists are your neighbor. Atheists are your aunt. Atheists are your son. We're just like everybody else. And, if anything, when it comes to one of the key questions, which is, do we believe in magical voodoo? We say, no, we don't.